Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We are still in Sequoia National Park and we are coming up to the auto log. So stick around. This one's pretty cool also. Welcome back, and we are still in Sequoia National Park. We are coming up to the auto log. I do believe this tree fell in 1922. I'm not real sure. Again, with these sequoia trees, they do not cut them down. They do not move them. So what they did on this tree is pretty cool. So let me turn the camera around. Again, this is also on the road to Crescent Meadow. There is so much to see in Sequoia National Park. It's not even funny. And there's no way you can do this in a day. We are on the south end of the park. We haven't even made it to Lodgepole Campground yet. And you still have Grant's Grove, the General Grant Tree, Hume Lake, Lodgepole Campground. I mean, there's just so much stuff to do up here. We've just scratched the surface. I know these are new videos. I know this is a new channel. I will be back to do a lot more and cover a lot more of this park. So with that being said, let's flip the camera around and let's check out the auto log and see what it's all about. Again, this is on the road to Crescent Meadow, and as you can see, the clearance is on the sign 8 feet. So I'm going to park the car, get out. I'll give you a little background on this tree, and then I'm going to have my son pull it underneath the tree, again to give you a little perspective. But again, you know, giant sequoias are such a unique and individual tree that they don't want to destroy them anymore. Logging was huge on these trees. I think I mentioned in a previous video that to fall one of these trees, when they first started logging them, they would shatter when they fell. So what they would do is they hired professional loggers, and what they would do is make a bed of branches and stuff about 3-5 feet deep and try to land these trees in that bed so they wouldn't shatter. If they did shatter, basically what they would do with that tree is use it for shingles and fence posts, because there wasn't, you know, there wasn't a whole lot left. Well, there's a good perspective right there with the little SUV or CUV, and this is a huge picture spot. So I'm going to shut the car off. I'm going to take a walk up. We're going to read the signs, and then I'll have my son pull the car under the tree, and then we're going to head up to Crescent Meadow. So let's take a walk. And again, we are about a half hour from sunset now. So my kids just came down from Morro Rock. What did you guys think?
Morro Rock's fantastic. The view's gorgeous from the top.
You saw the 7 peaks?
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys think of Morro Rock?
Something. That was cool.
I climbed it. If you want to see Morro Rock and these videos, I actually did a video. It's titled Sequoia National Park, A Walk Among Giants. And it's a collaboration of basically all the individual videos I'll be posting, or I have posted on this new channel, or the channel I'm currently on, or maybe 2 channels, who knows. But anyway, let's read about this fallen tree right here. So it says, shaping a park, the California Conservation Corps boys. Tunnel log reminds us of the work of young men who struggled to survive the Great Depression in the 1930s. The drive-through hole in the log was carved out by the boys of the Civilian Conservation Corps. Sorry, I thought it was California, but okay. The Great Depression left millions unemployed. Kind of like the Great COVID. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make a joke on that, but you get the gist of it. History does repeat itself. Moving on. The Great Depression left millions unemployed. Congress created the Civilian Conservation Corps to put young men to work and get paychecks to their families. The CCC worked mostly on public lands, including Sequoia National Park. Despite youth and inexperience, the CCC boys proved remarkable in developing many features of this park and at thousands of other places across the nation. They built roads, trails, buildings, campgrounds, water systems, and more, much of which is still used today. When this sequoia tree fell across the road on December 4th, 1937, CCC worker Roy DeVoe of Weldon, California, suggested cutting the tunnel. The tree extended 275 feet long with a base diameter of 21 feet. So here's another one. In a previous video, I was talking about the autolog. So this is the autolog circa 1920, and you can see people parking on that log. And as you saw in the last video, it's no longer feasible. Your car will fall through. So in 1917, park workers banked earth against a fallen sequoia tree to create the autolog. So what they did is they made the upper parking lot. In the 1930s, CCC boys dug beneath a huge boulder in Sequoia's foothills, creating... Oh, I'm sorry. So we're moving down to the next one. Oh, well, this is Tunnel Rock. And I may have... I always thought that it fell and ended up that way. Apparently, in the 30s, they dug beneath a huge boulder in Sequoia's foothills, creating Tunnel Rock. These places survived from a bygone tradition, altering natural features to create attractions that drew people to the parks. Today, national parks are valued more for preserving landscapes unchanged. So there's a picture of the Tunnel Rock. And I was misunderstood. I actually thought that it had fallen that way. And apparently it was made that way. So anyway, this is the tunnel log. The tunnel log fell December 4th, 1937. The base diameter is 21 feet. Length is 275 feet. So at one point, this tree rose 275 feet above the ground. The tunnel is 8 feet high and 17 feet wide. As you can see, again, the massive root structure on this tree where they had cut it out because they do not remove them. And the length just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. So let me take a little walk back here. And again, just the most beautiful color on these trees. It just stands out beyond anything in this forest. So there is a bypass. So if you're in a large vehicle, lifted truck, or what have you, maybe you have a camper shell, you can use the bypass. It does go around the tree and comes out just a little bit around this corner. So again, the ground cover is very heavy. It's very green. They had a very good snowfall in winter up here. And it's just beautiful. So let's bring this into perspective. Here we go. So the car is almost completely under the tree. Again, the base diameter is 21 feet. The car is 18 feet. Obviously, it narrowed up from there to there. But it gives you an idea. It's an awesome place to take a photo op and just enjoy the beauty of this park. So you have to really, really appreciate what nature has given us. I know that I've been doing a lot of videos on these trees and stuff, but that is the basic point of Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks. are these beautiful, beautiful redwood trees. And they're hundreds and thousands of years old. They grow between the altitudes of 5,000 feet and approximately 7,000 to 7,500 feet. So there's not a big area for these trees to grow. Conditions have to be ideal. I mean, heat, cold, the materials in the ground are all completely key to the survival of these trees. And like I said before, walking off a marked path damages this beautiful ecosystem. A reminder, the root systems on these trees, even these pine trees, only go down about 8 feet. A pine tree can have a tap root that can go 15 to 25 feet, and sometimes more depending on the size of the tree. They don't have that option either. So they also have to spread their roots out on the over the granite in order to establish themselves. So one last it's just absolutely beautiful up here, and the groups of trees are just magnificent. I mean, this little tree in the center right here, I would guess is probably about 300 years old. It's just a baby in terms of sequoias. So with that being said, we're going to head on to Crescent Meadow, and I do believe John Muir called Crescent Meadow the gem of this year. It is absolutely beautiful. We are just about a half hour before sunset, and hopefully now that the temperature's dropped, it's actually it's about 60 degrees, maybe 59. It's cooling down very rapidly up here, and I'm hoping maybe we can get some wildlife in the meadow. So again, be safe, be professional, keep it real, drive slowly through these parks, enjoy them. There's so much to see, and the General's Highway is very curvy at the bottom. Respect other drivers. People do drive slow up here. Don't get impatient. Expect to come up here. Expect to take some time to drive to get into the heart of this park. It's worth the wait. Don't risk, an accident. Don't risk, there's no need to risk it. The best thing you can do is literally just enjoy the beauty of this area. And I'm going to let you listen to a little bit of nature, but in closing, be safe, be professional, keep it real, drive slow. If you pack it in, please pack it out. If you find garbage on the trails, and unfortunately we've been down several trails today and have had to remove, sorry about the shaking, we've had to remove garbage off the trails. Park's been open 3 weeks tomorrow. So, excuse me. With that being said, everybody, again, if you pack it in, pack it out, and just enjoy the natural beauty of these parks. And again, let them leave a footprint in your heart. Don't leave a footprint on the landscape. There's a big difference there. So just listen up. And real quickly, trash cans are bear proof, and I will get into a little bear video when we get to the meadow. I was going to let you listen to the sounds. There's a Mustang in the background. I'll be right back.